Recently, I had the pleasure of playing through The Last of Us again, in prep for the new game being released on the 19th of June 2020. The original game was released in 2013 to critical acclaim from the get-go. It stars Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker as the driving force of the narrative. The game is written by the eternally talented Neil Druckmann. As far as iconic games go, this is way up there. It means so much to so many people. I wasn't that hyped for the new game until recently. I went back to play it again a few weeks before the new one drops. The Last of Us is a remarkable story. The emotive storytelling is some of the most hard-hitting I've experienced in video games. With themes of loss, betrayal, greed, and perseverance, there is so much to get lost in. It's a painful world full of hardship. Nature has reclaimed cities, and people are either quarantined in settlements or living wild. Food is scarce, and luxuries like running water and electricity are few and far between.
What about this?
There we go.
If you're watching this, I'm sure you know something about The Last of Us. If you have any interest in playing, I recommend you stop watching until you've done so and enjoyed this beautiful game for yourself. I'll be covering the length of the game and showing scenes from my favourite parts, which include massive spoilers.
Close one. That's disgusting.
I guess one of the big notable parts to share is that this playthrough was a New Game Plus run on grounded difficulty. If you don't know this difficulty, then I've prepared some footage to show you of how it looks. This is a nightmare at times to get through. I'd love to say I found it easier than my first grounded run, but I may have died once or twice. You are always out of ammo, and having more than 3 bullets is a blessing. You have no listen mode, which I prefer. Actually having to look around corners really brings into the immersion more. It's straight up painful, but with certain games I love the harder difficulties. It takes me longer to finish, and when I finally do finish a hard section, it tastes so sweet. Accompany that with the harsh world of struggle that the story deals with, and I think it's a match made in heaven. I loved playing this game on Grounded, despite wanting to turn it off at times. Overall, it feels so great when you pull things off like this by the skin of your teeth. One section I remember from my last run was the library sequence with the hunters. This part is great for gameplay. It's a massive building with multiple ways in and a ton of enemies inside. I can't remember how many there are, but I'm sure it's over 10. It has 2 floors and multiple angles for you to flank, or for these bad boys to get the drop on you. It's hard as nails, but you can skip it if you wanted to bolt for the exit. I spent a long time trying to navigate this part. To me, it showcases the strength of the engine, and how well it's aged too. The fact so many things can happen in so many different ways is truly astounding at times. You can go in swinging your fists, meleeing everybody, or throw a Molotov and take out 3 guys at once, which is one tactic I found and took a liking to. It's great, but it's also terrifying on this difficulty, especially without listen mode. These guys will wait around a corner for you for so long, just waiting there. Just waiting for you to come around, and they just smack you in the head with a bat. It's insane. It's really hard, but really also rewarding when you finally manage to do it. I had a really nice section toward the end where I managed to run everybody out the back entrance, and one by one they came back up the stairs with me at the top waiting with a shotgun.
Oh boy.
Just let me go ahead, and you follow my lead.
Okay, right behind you.
I've played this game a bunch since release. I've shared playthroughs with people I care about and replayed it a handful of times myself. The story takes some unpacking. It is so raw and honest that it is hard to put together exactly how it makes me feel, not to mention feeling differently each time I go through the game. This time playing, I focused more on Ellie's character. I always liked her even when I first played the game, and the game does a perfect job of showing your relationship with her develop as you watch her and Joel. It mirrors the relationship of Ellie and Joel onto the player wonderfully. You care about her because you have been there through the eyes of Joel. One notable scene I remember, even from my first playthrough, is this scene here. You know Ellie can't swim. She is at danger here, and I remember thinking, I hope she doesn't get swept away. So you move through, and she's doing alright. She manages to jump to safety, but you end up falling into the bus wreckage. She then jumps back onto the bus as it's flowing down with the water to try and help you. It was in this moment I realised how attached I was to her. This was a big event for me that shows how far they've come, and even how far I've come. I didn't want her to save me during that point. As soon as she jumped on the bus, I just thought, what the hell, she can't swim. But it's so powerful. Naturally, she ends up in the water and almost drowns. We then get this wonderful shot of her just floating there, and you swim helplessly toward her, and we are followed up with this cutscene.
Hands in the air!
She's not breathing.
Hands in the fucking air!
Come on.
It's incredible. I was in Joel's shoes, and the following scene of the hospital was followed by the mindset of, I've got to get her back. I justified it to myself the first time I played it, and even now, in that position, I would have done the same. To rescue someone I care about over the planet. That is such a hard thing to answer, and it says a lot about people. I know where I end up with that question, but The Last of Us doesn't end there. It asks us another question in its closing moments, and leaves us with a particular feeling. Before I talk about that, I want to backtrack into the opening hours of my second grounded and most recent playthrough of this work of art. I recalled struggling with certain sections of Grounded during my first run, but I forgot a few intense set pieces. The act of balancing your ammo for later, or using it now, became not so much, I should save this round, but more, I have to use what I have when I have it to survive. This is hugely different to do because I'm used to hoarding in video games, and just having excess of things. It fights that urge for me, which helps with the immersion again. I really felt lucky when I'd have a few things to use, and finding bullets was always a great feeling. After I was done, I replayed a few chapters to grab some collectibles on easy, and you end up with max ammo pretty often. For me, I much prefer having little, despite the frustration at times. A big point to make about Grounded is that it's always sort of fair. Enemies die with one shot in the head, and they usually can be overpowered with melee or stealth killed. This lets you feel on even playing field with them. You can't see them through walls, and they do serious damage when they shoot you, so you don't want to get shot, or even hit with anything. If someone hits you with a bat, it takes around 3 hits to kill you, and you can't even see how much health you have left, because you always know you're very close to death. It works wonderfully for this kind of game. Along with the library, there are 2 more bits I found difficult that are worth talking about. One section during the sewer is a huge pain. It's against a massive group of stalkers, the infected that sneak around and try to psych you out. They'll sprint around corners and wait for you, or rush you straight up. They are unpredictable. Throw 2 clickers in the mix and you've got yourself a good challenging set piece. This bit took me a long time to finish, and this is probably only 30% of the footage, so there was so much more that would just end in me dying. However, I eventually found the strat with the Molotov where you can get about 3 at once, which makes it a lot easier, and from there I just had to keep trying it, until eventually I get that really delicious piece of cake where I managed to pull it off, which is this scene here.
Did it.
The second scene is the sniper set piece. This is why I remember it.
Did I hurt you? Don't it? So, where was it you were going? Son of a bitch!
There are two things I was replaying this again for. I adore the challenge this game offers. Even on the other difficulties, it's never a straight-up easy game. It encourages a slow, methodical playstyle that felt unique at the time and still holds up well today. And the story. This time through, I drank up the details and found so much I had missed from my early playthroughs. I even felt differently on some of the characters. I still hate David though. Just looking around for David. No, fuck. Fuck. Come on. Go. No. Shit. He's coming. Oh, he's gonna. Get out of the way. Run. One thing that I recently learned that added weight to these performances is that Neil Druckmann has a daughter himself. Knowing that he wrote The Last of Us and the places he'd have to put himself while writing is an incredible thing to think about. Ashley Johnson, who played Ellie, also lost her dad at 17. When I heard this, it really upset me, given the themes of this game, and her relationship with Joel, and even some of the dialogue she has with him. But I think it makes it all the more powerful. The realness that was portrayed through these characters in this game is remarkable. There is a brilliant show where Troy Baker and Nolan North go through the original game, and offer insight into the ins and outs of the creation process. It really carries how much love and care was put in, and how much of a rich experience we get out. Something special about the series is how much love and raw energy went into the creation of it. The game was made a decade ago, and it has so much truth in it despite being a story. It's real, and the feelings shown are real. That is something incredible, and the amount it has affected me, and the pleasure I've experienced from this game, is something I'll always remember. Making this video on The Last of Us has been really difficult to articulate myself and work out exactly what it is about it that I love so much. People have said that The Last of Us changed their lives. I agree with this sentiment through and through. The Last of Us is beautiful, and putting it into words is difficult. It's somber and tragic and full of heavy themes. Yet there is a sense of honesty and humanity in it that shines through from start to end. I made this following part of the video of some of the prominent moments to express this as best I can. I hope you like it.
To the edge of the universe and back. Endure and survive.
Excuse me?
Savage Starlight. That comic I've been reading? That's what the hero says after a big battle.
Endure and survive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really like my rifle back now.
No, you have your pistol.
Hope you know how to use that thing.
I've had some practice.
You reckon you can handle that?
Well, I sort of shot a rifle before, but it was at rats
Rats.
with BBs.
Well, it's the same basic concept. Lift it up. All right, now. You're gonna lean right into that stock, as it is gonna kick a hell of a lot more than any baby rifle.
Okay.
Go and pull the bolt back. Grab it right there. Just tug it. There you go. And as soon as you fire, you're gonna want to get another round in there quick. Listen to me. If I get into trouble down there, you make every shot count. Yeah.
I got this.
All right.
This tunnel, you use it to smuggle things?
Yep.
Like illegal things?
Sometimes.
You ever smuggled a kid before?
No, that's a first. What's the deal with you and Marlene anyways?
I don't know. She's my friend, I guess.
Your friend, huh? You're friends with the leader of the Fireflies. What are you, like 12?
She knew my mom, and she's been looking after me. And I'm 14. Not that that has anything to do with anything.
So where are your parents?
Where are anyone's parents? They've been gone a long, long time.
So instead of just staying in school, You decide to run off and join the Fireflies, is that it?
Look, I'm not supposed to tell you why you're smuggling me, if that's what you're getting at.
You wanna know the best thing about my job? I don't gotta know why. To be honest with you, I give two shits what you're up to.
Well, great.
Good. So, is this everything you were hoping for?
It's got its ups and downs, but you can't deny the view, though.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, you can't deny that view.
Come on, this way.
Is it?
What are you doing?
Killing time.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I am sure you will figure that out.
Your watch is broken.
Here,
What's this?
your birthday. You kept complaining about your broken watch. So I figured, you know. You like it?
Honey, this is... It's
What?
nice, but I think it's stuck. It's not...
What? No. Oh, ha ha.
Where did you get the money for this?
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
Oh, good. You started helping out with the mortgage then.
Yeah, you wish.
You mumble in your sleep. I hate bad dreams.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I've never been this close to the outside. I mean, look how dark it is. Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
Holy shit. Ellie.
I knew you had heart. You know, it's okay to give up. Ain't no shame in it. I guess not. Just not your style, is it? You can try begging.
Fuck you.
You think you know me? Huh? Well, let me tell you something. You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Yeah, badass. Now roar. Roar. Ellie, really? Fucking roar. There she is.
Stop! Stop!
Fucking touch me!
It's okay. It's me. It's me. It's me. Look. It's me.
He tried to...
Oh, baby girl. It's okay. It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
How is it that you're never scared?
Who says that I'm not?
What are you scared of?
I think we're safe. Let's see.
Joel?
Scorpions are pretty creepy.
Get up, get up, get up.
Being by myself,
You gotta tell me what to do. Come on.
I'm scared of ending up
Find out.
alone.
Joel?
I'm not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
Please be in here, please be in here. I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you go.
What about you?
Those things out there. What if the people are still inside? What if they're trapped in there without any control of their body?
Sam?
Scared of that happening to me.
The hell? Shit, he's turning! That's my fucking brother! Screw it!
Shit!
Ellie? Ellie, are you all right?
Oh my god.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam? Henry? Ellie, stay there. Henry? What have you done? I'm gonna get that gun from you, okay? Oh, okay, easy.
This is your fault.
This is nobody's fault, Henry.
It's all your fault.
Henry! Henry, no!
What the hell am I wearing?
Just take it easy. Drugs are still wearing off.
What happened?
We found the fireflies. Turns out there's a whole lot more like you, Ellie. People that are immune. There's dozens, actually. Ain't done 'em a damn bit of good, neither. They've actually... They've stopped looking for a cure. I'm taking us home. Come on, baby girl. I got you. I got you. Oh, shit. All right, baby girl. Shit. I'm getting you out of here, girl. I got you. I got you. Come on. Tell me which way. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. I said get back! Stop! Slow down. Listen, hey, are you hurt? You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
Is that after you lost Sarah?
Yes, it was.
I can't imagine losing someone you love like that. Losing everything that you know. I'm sorry, Joel.
That's okay, Ellie.
Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
None of that is on you.
You don't understand.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And you... No matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear
Belle,
to
but it's-
me. Swear to me that everything that you said about the Fireflies is true.
Let me go. Please.
I swear. You just come after her.